Okay, so let us just then go on to look at characteristics of theories. They are all building blocks. They all typify what theories are, and then later in the session I will show you, I will look at how we actually look in writing. Because we talk at a very abstract level, and I just want to concretize it for you so that you can see when you write that first sentence, where this theory actually is. Right, so here we have a theory consists of logically assembled conceptual pieces. That list of theories I gave you right at the outset, you know, structuralism, post-structuralism, post-colonialism, big words, very complex issues covered by that. Those are the huge umbrella terms. Somebody used the word grand theories. They are grand theories. They capture sort of like middle range theories and lower order theories and so on. And they are very complex, and there are many aspects to them. And you have to choose from them. You know, you can't say, I'm doing psychoanalysis, because the theory is too broad. You have to say, and in psychoanalysis, I'm using Lacanian notions of the mirror image, or the symbolic order, or the notion of the real. Okay, you choose. You say, I'm using this theory, but this is how I operationalize it, because the whole theory is too wide for my study. I'm going to choose this bit and this bit, or conceptual pieces. The conceptual pieces. You understand what I'm trying to say there? Okay, and those conceptual pieces are sensations leading to concepts, and this is how we get to theories. Okay. Sensations, you know, those things we observe, light, dark, or fear, danger, happiness, or whatever. Sensations leading to concepts, names, constructs, we group together concepts, propositions, relationships between them, and then theories, we order them logically. Right, so what I'm saying there is that theories, a theory would be the big umbrella body, but there are specific parts, elements of it, that are much more useful for us when it comes to the theory. You know, and it depends on what it is you are researching, the phenomenon that you are researching. Depends on that. And you can highlight the concept. You don't have to cover the whole theory. It's too wide, too broad. Theory is constructed. So it is made up. People came up with it. They theorized. They put out the theory in the world. The theory was accepted very widely. The theory was appropriated by other disciplines, and in that way it became like a global thing. That is how you get grand theories today. You know, when you all say post-colonial theory, you don't even have to explain that. Okay. I'm using aspects of post-colonial theory, like the subaltern, you know, the ex-slave, so to speak. Because I think South Africa, and the situation I'm looking at it, these women were basically ex-slaves. And that's why I learned the theory of post-colonial study, because they are subalterns. Does that make sense? Okay, so that is how we are. That is how we are. Right, they are constructs, and you can present them diagrammatically. And often that is the case, and a diagram is nothing else but an extension of your own thinking. And that's why I made the claim earlier this morning that even if you don't know it, there is a theory embedded in your work. From the way you look at the world, from the way you write about the world, I can see what your theoretical stance is. It is right there. The trick is to make it explicit. So, for example, if you say, I feel so sorry, last session I was here, somebody wanted to research the woman standing in the queues at taxi ranks. Okay, so it started off with a description of she was driving past the taxi ranks, these endless queues views of poor women. She felt so sorry for them. She wanted to help them. She wanted to talk to them. She wanted to improve their lot in life. You know, background, real life situation, real life problem that she wanted to deal with. Okay? And I said to her, you know what? You don't even know it, but those words that you're using, something is wrong here. You know, why are they subjected to this? I want to improve their lot in life. You are nothing else but a critical theorist. She said, what? I didn't know that. I said, yes, that is what critical theory is all about. Critical theory is about recognizing the inequalities in society at whatever level, and it is trying to improve or empower or redress or set things straight. Those are the two most important tenets of critical theory. This woman didn't know that, never heard of critical theory in her life before. She was a good old critical theorist. So I was able to help her, and their evidence, you know, they were there. She mentioned 1 or 2 or 3 words in her first paragraph. And I said, take out these 3 words, and that is your theory. You know? So there you are. There you are. So, look, I've done this often, and I promise you, when we have one-to-one sessions later today, if you're not sure of what theory to use, I will help you. And I will point you to your own ways where the theory is implicitly suggested that we just need to make it. Right. So this is what I'm saying. The diagram is an extension of your own thinking. Who you are, your age, your race, your gender, your language, your ethnicity, your social class. It also encapsulates your past experiences, your context. Cognitive and symbolic extension of yourself. It is a cognitive and symbolic extension of yourself. So if you're worried about the power of women, about the fact that they are disempowered, you probably, if you don't want to recognize it or not, or acknowledge it or not, you're a feminist, or a critical theorist, or a new Marxist, or whatever it is. Okay. So if you are looking at why the financial crisis occurred in 2008 and why are we still suffering from it, you are probably looking at sort of like the economy from sort of like trying to find alternatives for capitalism. Right, and that is the latest of new Marxist theory. Right, so it's right there. It's right there. It's embedded in your thinking, in your writing. It is who you are. It is what makes us human beings. It's right there, you know. And I can nail my LSU marks. I'm a good old critical theorist. You know, I want to empower students. You know, yesterday I want to help you write those proposals, and I tried my level best to give you what is required of you. You know, a good old critical theorist. Right. So there you are. It's who we are. We just need to make these things explicit. It doesn't drop out of the sky. It wasn't developed by some French theorist in the 1960s or 70s. No. You know, it's you and I. It's who we are, shaped by our very essence. Right, so more characteristics. So there's going to be a series of slides dealing with various aspects of theory. So sometimes theories announce themselves. You know, if you didn't know it, they will bite you. You know, so you have things like critical theory, can't go wrong. Identity theory, multiple intelligence theory. You know, it's right there. The name suggests itself. Hello, here I am. You can make use of me. Right. Think back. Sometimes I explain it this way. Think back of the textbooks that were prescribed to you in your first year and your undergraduate studies, first, second, and third year. Did you buy those textbooks? Or didn't you buy? You passed regardless. And my students always tell me, no, I don't buy the textbook, you'll pass in any case. Have you heard that one before? You've heard that one before. Okay. Big mistake. Because those textbooks actually lay the foundation, the theoretical foundation of your discipline. Okay? So actually go back. I hope you haven't learned or solved as a secondary topic, okay? So they actually lay the foundation. You will probably find many theories in your discipline there, but you didn't recognize it for what they were. They were the foundation of theory. And they're often in undergraduate textbooks. They are there. Okay, so the next thing is theories are captured in a number of isms associated with theory. So you have Marxism, neo-Marxism, feminism. And often when you have that ism, then you know you're dealing with some sort of theoretical construct. There are hundreds of them, there's a proliferation. Okay, theories conjured up by a name. How many of you recognize Foucault? Foucault? Yeah, immediately. So, oh, there's the French theorist. Okay, and he investigated power and power relations. And, you know, he did research, you have to go, yeah, okay. So he did research on, his main thing is trying to explain why things changed over time. You know, why is it that in the 18th and 19th century we thought of patience in a particular way, and why did we change in the 20th century, and why they died in 1984. Okay, so he's not within the first 1912. He didn't theorize about it in the first century. Okay. And he looked at prisoners, okay, and prisons, and prisoners, and so on. And so he was trying to explain why knowledge itself changed over time. What is it that makes people generate knowledge in different ways, and why is it that those knowledge constructs actually changed over time? Right. Quite fascinating what he did. And his main theory was the issue of power. People want to gain power, they want to maintain power, they want to reproduce power. And there are many ways of doing it. Okay? Excellent example from the apartheid government. They used ideological state apparatuses to do that, and they used repressive state apparatuses to do that. They used the church, they used the schools, they used sort of like the unions, everything to reproduce. It went on for a couple of generations. Equally, the repressive state apparatuses, as opposed to the ideological ones, you have the police, you have the law courts, you have the prisons. And they reign supreme. We know that. You're getting young. I mean, you know, I don't want to grow. I love this stuff. You're really young. You don't know, this is something historic. Okay, so and our friend Foucault theorized about that, and he gave us excellent explanations. And anti-apartheid movements, resistance movements could use that. You know? So if you went to liberal universities, you were taught Foucault. No. And you defined the apartheid government on a theoretical level. You might not have been marching in the streets, but you certainly could explain and account for the things that you do. Okay, right. Theory, and here's something interesting, theory might actually be a methodology. It is called grounded theory. It announces itself as a theory, but grounded theory is a methodology. It is actually a research design. Did you know that? Okay? So there is sort of like, it's a red herring that one. It calls itself grounded theory, but it's a research design. Research design, yesterday we mentioned a couple. We mentioned ethnographies, we mentioned action research, we mentioned phenomenology. Grounded theory is another methodology. And somebody earlier on explained it, is working from the bottom up. Grounded theory, how does it work? How does the methodology work? So you collect data, you start analyzing it, you try and generate some sort of diagrams, looking at relations between things, and then you collect a second set of data. You analyze that, and you adjust your model. And then you go on to a third set of data. You go on to interview some more people, and depending on what you find, you readjust the theory until the model, some sort of model is established. That's how it works. Yeah. That's how grounded theory is. So it's a methodology. It's not imposing structure or a pattern or a set of ideas or concepts onto a situation to try and make sense of it. It's trying to make sense from the bottom up. That's grounded theory. And in a similar vein is critical realism. Critical realism, that one comes from economics. So if you're from economics, that is their contract, but it's basically looking at those structures and the agencies making up the economic situation that we have. That one is called realism. It's an ism, but it is a methodology. It is not actually a theory as such. Okay, so you have to be aware of these pitfalls, so to speak. Theories are stratified. That simply means, there are different layers. And so you have grounded theory, you have middle range theory, and you have lower order theories. No value judgments attached to any of them. Don't think that we should all aspire to grand theories. Okay. Don't think there's anything inferior using lower order theories. It's not. It's just a categorization. That's all. And in fact, when you're working in a new field of study, a new area, I did not know that agricultural economics existed even. Okay, I didn't know it until yesterday. Somebody mentioned he studied agricultural economics. I didn't know. So in that field of study, you will have many lower order theories being generated by people, because that's the growth point. Okay. A lot has been written about grand theories. So much so that you don't even have to qualify the terms there. People know what you're talking about. But I think the growth point is here, and this is also where you have to make your contribution, your theoretical contribution with your study. When you publish it, you put in your theories out there, and then they are quoted, when they are used, when they are cited by other people, when okay, so here are examples of grand theories. This is sort of like a list, and it does change. Sometimes one or two get added, but there are psychoanalysis, structuralism, post-structuralism, semiotics, Marxism, new Marxism, post-Marxism, self-identity theory, modernism, post-modernism, feminism, post-colonialism, critical theory, phenomenology, and nowadays there's even a movement to say the grand theory is critical theory and all the others are just underneath it. Okay, so critical theory is now the new orthodoxy. That's the big umbrella one, and the others are subsumed under that. So there's a strong movement to say that. And so here are examples from business studies, just to look at the different strategies. You have grand theories in business science. There's probably systems theory or quantum theory. Those are grand theories. Then you have middle range theories, management theory, and then lower order theory. If you just take management theory, you have leadership theories, organizational behavior theories, resource theories, financial management theories, management technology, marketing theories, and emerging theories, management of the environment theories, knowledge management theories, and the list goes on. Okay. A lot written about it, and if you're stuck, if you don't know, here you are, I'm telling you all of these things, and you have no idea where to find the things in yours. What do? You look at academic journals in your field. You look at the latest ones, you look at the latest 3 years of articles in those journals, and in each one of those articles, I bet you there will be a theoretical section. There's the introduction, there's the literature review, there's the theoretical section, and then there's methodology, and then there's the discussion. Guaranteed. And look at those theoretical sections, and you try and make a list of what are the reigning theories in that particular, and you will pick them up like that. Pick them up like that, and then you can see whether they are. But I guarantee you, that's the quickest and easiest way to find theories for subject areas.
Is the relationship between the layers of this pattern of theory and the way to go on? And how do I pick that this is exactly and this is
So basically, if you come across any of these, then you know it's a grand theory, guaranteed. Okay. So usually, what I suggest is that you need to look at it in terms of concentric circles. So this would be the grand theory, and this would be the middle range, and that would be the very specific lower order theory. And often, the lower order theory would be most useful to you. Would be most useful to you because this one is too big. You know, the picture is a large umbrella that you have to cover, and you are working rather specifically. You know, that's the quest, and I'm sure your supervisors tell you this all the time. You need to focus your study. Okay, your question is too broad, focus. Okay, your area, too big, focus. No, you get that all the time, isn't that so? No, and so lower order theories can be helpful. Right. So, and as I said, the lower order theories, that is what you will find in the journals. Because, it's immediate, people use them, they demonstrate their validity, they point out their shortcomings, they expand those theories, and so on. So this is the first one. Okay. So, grand theories, examples. Okay, so some more characteristics. Here we have theory is a means of communication. You get all the research stakeholders, the peers, the scholars, the academics, engaging with relevance, results, outcomes of your study. Remember, right at the outset this morning, I said theory is the magical word. Theory is the magical word. When it comes to publishing, some of you might have published already. How many of you have actually published articles in journals? Okay. So, one of the things that gives you a head start when you submit an article for publication is your use of theory. Okay. Because theory is that high level of explanation, that abstract level of interpretation I'm talking about. So, if somebody picks up the journal in America, this whole idea of the greater Bloemfontein is not very interesting to them. Okay, they couldn't be bothered with our research setting. They think, it's somewhere in Africa. So they couldn't be bothered with it. They are interested in how you formulated the problem, and actually what solutions have you come up with for that problem, and more importantly, most importantly, what explanations have you provided for that? In other words, how have you theorized about your findings? That's what an international audience is interested in. That is what academics in China will be people. That's what they can learn from. And that's why I say, theory is a means of communication between all the stakeholders, your peers, scholars, academics, and other parts of the world, engaging with the relevance, the results, the outcomes of your study, the explanations of your study. Okay, guaranteed. It's a guaranteed recipe for success. Now, here's another way of defining theory. Theory is about definitions. Theory is about definitions. For example, economic growth. So the theory of economic growth, the best definition is the one with the most power behind it. And so if you want to, the most powerful entity here is the World Bank. So how do they define economic growth? And that would go as the best or the most acceptable theory about economic growth. So what I mentioned yesterday as domain money, big shots. So that's it. That is the people with the most power. Right. How you define something? Okay. How you define something? It's just these logical things that I just pointed out to you. How you define something reveals your theoretical position. Marxist, feminist, critical theorist, socialist. I think I've said that. It's that whole thing of the diagram. Theory is nothing else but who you are. How you define something reveals your theoretical position. Theory explains things. And again, that synonym for theory, explanation. For example, if you propose or hypothesize that democracy leads to economic growth, you need a theory, for instance, social capital, to explain the relationship between the The trick is to collect data about phenomenon. Now, remember yesterday I said when it comes to the title of your study, you need to have two concepts that you put in relation to each other. And it's simply to be able to theorize it. Okay? Right. So you can, here are the two concepts. You suspect there is a relationship between economic growth and democracy. You can hypothesize in a democratic dispensation, it is very likely that the economy will grow exponentially. We don't know that. We can hypothesize that, we don't know that. And so our work is cut out for us. We need to collect the data to prove that. Okay, there's another way to present it in a mathematical way. So you have X, democracy, you have Y, growth, and you need a theory. You think there's a relationship between them, and you need a theory to explain that, but you need to have evidence to prove it. So theory is not the same as data analysis. So don't confuse the two. It's not the same as data analysis. Okay. It is a causal explanation or interpretation. A causal relationship or explanation or interpretation of the theory to prove the link. That's why I say two concepts, two ideas that you put in relation to each other in your title. Okay. Right. Later on, when we have an opportunity, when you want to talk about your study with me one-to-one, then first thing I can say, now give me your topic, what is your title? And then we will be looking for those two things. If you only have one, yes, you can theorize about it. If you just have democracy, what about democracy? If you have economic growth, what about economic growth? So you can theorize about it, but it will lead to a descriptive study. Okay, largely descriptive. You just describe. I've researched economic growth in South Africa. I have seen economic growth is this. Where's your study going? It's going nowhere. Yeah? It's going. Or poverty. I want to investigate poverty. Yeah? It's all well, yes, poverty is this. You've given me a list of definitions. I haven't put it into play in relation to something else. Okay? Right. And I think this is